sensitive ass that just came out of this little, I don't know where they come from, but niggas be getting wild emotional. Niggas be turning into big super police. Just be trying to have fun.
If Busta ever try to film me, hit you with no delay, so what you saying, yo? Should've with that 9 milli, but the devil, yo. Yeah, I do his better than him. He better not play with me. I will and perform Busta Rhymes show.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
I know
he did it.
You've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now.
I'm walking through the crowd and somebody grabs my hand. Just softly put their hand in my hand and just holding it. So I look, you know, and I see this big chain that said flip mode. I look up and it's Busta Rhymes.
I'm not gonna say it on here. They call them fun boys. They'll say, we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't coming.
Section so bad. Like, what pulled him to the section like? Threw the rope and tucked him off in the corner, so I'm looking like, well, he ain't calm. Oh my goodness, you guys are not going to believe this tea I'm about to spill. Busta Rhymes is absolutely fuming right now. Word on the street is he's out here making serious threats against 50 Cent over some seriously juicy footage that's about to drop in 50's upcoming Diddy documentary. Listen, we all know that 50 has been collecting receipts on Diddy and those infamous parties for years, but what's got Busta losing his mind is that sources are saying there's actual footage of him deep in the mix with Diddy, and trust me, that's just the beginning of this scandal. A few months back, Busta's ex-bodyguard Big Homie CC came forward with some shocking claims that Busta has had a taste for fun boys for years. Apparently this has been the worst kept secret in the club scene forever. According to Big Homie, club promoters would literally line up young men specifically to keep Busta entertained in VIP whenever he made an appearance. And now it looks like 50 Cent might have the receipts to prove it. All sources close to the situation are spilling that there's footage from a party showing Busta and Diddy in a full-blown freak off with multiple.
I got to ask you, there has been so much going on in the music industry pertaining to Diddy. How closely are you paying attention to his case, the allegations?
I don't pay attention to none of it. I just kind of like to pay attention to.
Guys are saying that whenever they cross paths with Busta, he was constantly trying to get them to party with him. Diddy style. At this point it's starting to feel like Busta might be the next one to get fully exposed, and with 50 producing this Netflix documentary, Busta's threats aren't going to do much. If anything, he probably just secured himself a bigger role in 50's film. So what's really going on here? Why is Busta panicking all of a sudden, and what does 50 Cent have on him that's making him crash out? Let's break this down. I got to ask you, there has been so much going on in the music industry pertaining to Diddy. How closely are you paying attention to his case? The allegations I don't pay attention to. None of it. I just kind of like to pay attention to with all this drama and accusations flying around Busta Rhymes. You know, 50 Cent wasn't going to stay quiet before he hit the stage with Busta at the Humor and Harmony Comedy Fest. 50 was worried Busta might show up in something like that ridiculous yellow outfit from the 1999 MTV VMAs. He even posted a photo of Busta in that wild yellow getup and said Busta cannot wear.
You talking about Busta Rhymes before?
Oh yeah.
In some of your videos.
Oh yeah. Super zest monster. For sure, bro. That's my thing, bro. Like, this been common knowledge though. Like, all my promoter homies would always say, man, you know, we gotta bring some, we gotta bring some, what they call them, I'm not gonna say it on here. They call them fun boys. They'll say, we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Cause you know, I bodyguarded for Ghostface Killah before, you feel me? And being around him, you hear things, you feel me? I'm like, damn. And my auntie like the biggest Busta Rhymes fan, you feel me? Like every cookout she playing it, all his little fast rapping, all of that, him and Craig Mack playing that.
Big Fun Boys and Bustas. DIP section if you don't know what I'm talking about. Busta's ex-bodyguard Big Homie CC recently sat down with the art of dialogue and straight up called Busta a super zest monster, claiming that
Bro, on my soul, I'm out with a group of people. At this time, I was with Don Benjamin. You familiar with him?
No, never heard of him.
Model dude, like a model guy. He was doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin. And the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. So it was a little lawyer guy that was with us. And the little lawyer guy we was with, you know, he was a gay dude, super cool, feel me, good guy. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us, but I know he was in the little group. So if I go out with somebody, like a group of people, I try to make sure everybody get there together and leave together. No, he stayed with them. He stayed in there with them, bro. For sure, bro. You ain't never heard about this before, have you? Bro, this common knowledge, bro. Like, if you in the mix, oh. If you in the mix, like I've been in the mix, you know.
That him and Craig Mack playing that Big Homie claimed Busta was all over that man the whole night, making sure he stayed close, and apparently this wasn't even a one-off situation. Big Homie said club promoters already knew the drill. Whenever Busta pulled up, they had to round up the finest men for his section, because once he locked in on somebody, it was a the WP. Bro, on my soul, I'm out with a group of people at this time. I was with Don Benjamin. You familiar with him? No. Never heard of him. Model dude, like a model guy. He was like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin and the club we ended up going to bust the Rams in there. So he got it was a little lawyer guy that was with us. And the little lawyer guy we was with, you know, he was a gay dude, super cool. Feel me, good guy, bro. Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what pulled him to the section? Like, threw the rope and tucked him off in the corner. I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us, but I know he was in the little group. So if I go out with somebody like a group people, I try to make sure everybody get there together and leave together. He stayed with them. He stayed in there with them. BR4. Sure, you ain't never heard about this before, but this common knowledge. If you in the mix, oh, if you in the mix, like I've been in the mix, you know. Big Homie also claimed Busta was all over that man, calling him cute all night, and once he had him in VIP, that man wasn't going anywhere. So I hear somebody say, oh, he's cute, I want him. So when I heard that, I turned around like, man, did he just say that you got all this jewelry to attract some men in here? You wild, shocked me, but sure enough. And that was the guy the Busta Rhymes pulled back, pulled him into the section, pulled him into the, then they walled them off like this. I'm like, damn. And that little dude was so happy he couldn't believe that. Now here's what it gets even wilder. According to Big Homie, the industry's been hip to Busta's real preferences for over a decade, and when asked why nobody's ever exposed him, Big Homie said, it's simple, everybody wants to be in That VIP section with Busta, but then big homie dropped another bombshell that doesn't get nearly enough attention. Busta's alleged history of putting his hands on women, and he hinted there might be a deeper reason for it. See, according to big homie, like a lot of DL men, Busta might be carrying some resentment toward women. How long has it been like this? Known about Busta Rhymes, I knew about this like in 2012. I knew about this in 2012. How come you think nobody else speaks up on it or says anything? Because, bro, these people admire these people so much they want to make sure they in the section, they at the club, they at the video shoot, they can get backstage. That matter most to them, that matter so much to people, it's crazy like. But if you notice, like, it's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls. This girl touched them one time, he go crazy, throw a drink on her and everything. See what I'm saying? Like, what? Why you getting mad at females? You go to these guys, they in the club go to their section, it's all men in the section. That ain't weird too? Nobody. I'm
walking New York City, going to a club. It was Halloween weekend, everybody was out, and it was this party we was going to. Me, my boy, and his friend that had came in from Detroit. And I'm walking across the street, and Busta Rhymes just grabbed my hand. And he holding my hand. Now, I ain't know it was Busta at first. Busta Rhymes tall. I'm sure I came up to about right here. So the first thing I noticed was this big flip mode chain that was blinding me. So I look at the chain, and I look up, I'm like, oh, what's up, Busta? What's up? Now, he holding my hand the whole time. I'm like, what's up, man? Like, what you doing? And I was like, oh, me and my people, we about to go to this club around the corner. What's up, man? And then I noticed throughout my peripheral vision, the side eye, this big bodyguard in black just standing there, looking around, looked at me, still looking around. Meanwhile, Busta still got my hand in his hand.
Like nothing's going to happen. Nobody want to, you guys, bro. Like, when I get jobs from people who really got a threat on their life, I move way different. But man, you ask, bro, anybody that's in the mix, bro, like, bro, most of these dudes, bro, putting on a act. They don't want to be their self. That's crazy. They'll get mad at you for buying bottles of champagne to get the girls. They'll get mad, oh, we don't want these bottle rats in our section. What are we here for? What? Why are y'all here then? What are y'all here for? Just 'cause y'all got booked to be here, okay, but sometime they not booked, they just in there, so. And what they looking for, it ain't going to be what you thinking of. Oh God, seen it. But if you think this is just one bodyguard stirring the pot for clout, think again. A whole lineup of men has come forward with their own wild Buster stories. Back in 20120 social media personality Trip Ollie hopped on YouTube and claimed Buster tried to pick him up in NYC while he was heading to a Halloween party. I'm walking New York City, going to a club. It was Halloween weekend, everybody was out, and it was this party we was going to. Me, my boy, and his friend that had came in from Detroit, friend that had came in from.
Love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you seen Busta in the airport too. That from trying to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
What's that name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher. And
why you not naming?
I'm telling you, bro, it's my dad's friends. My dad sent his baddest friends on me.
Who's your dad?
Lucifer.
Noticed throughout my peripheral vision the side eye this big bodyguard. In black just standing there, you know. Looking around, you know, looked at me, you know, still looking around. Meanwhile, Buster still got my hand in his hand. Tripp said Busta personally invited him to VIP, and at first he thought it was just a regular club situation. However, things were about to get a lot more interesting than he expected. He says, you know, I'm about to go in this club, you know, we got a section, you know. You can come in with me if you want. And I'm like, what, for real? Like, that's what's up? Like, he was like, yeah. I was like, well, I got to, you know, tell my people. I was like, I come in, you know what I'm saying? He was like, okay, just let me know, you know, tell him that you coming in there to meet with me and come on up. And I was like, bet. So of course I'm excited, you know what I'm saying? Busta Rhymes is one of my favorite artists, so things took a wild turn when Tripp got into a heated argument with his friend who wasn't down with the idea of sliding to Busta's party. The argument got so crazy it turned into a full-on fight. Tripp was so shaken that he scrapped the whole club plan, plus his friend was on one end. Ended up leaving him stranded in the middle of NYC, but honestly that might have been a blessing in disguise, because who knows what could have gone down if he had made it to Busta's VIP. Now fast forward to 2021, and the street started talking again that Busta was back outside allegedly trying to pick up men. And to make things even messier, Pikazi supposedly caught him leaving a gay pride event with a trans woman, and it doesn't stop there. Just recently, Orlando Brown had the internet in shambles again after claiming he smashed multiple industry men, not just Diddy but Busta and a whole lineup of others. Made love. We made love. Who you made love with? Be wild. Bust, you just told me you see Bust in the airport too. That __ try to act like he didn't know you smash Drake. No, I never smashed. Oh, you made love to Drake. What's that name? Terrence Howard.
I got to ask you, there has been so much going on in the music industry pertaining to Diddy. How closely are you paying attention to his case, the allegations?
I don't pay attention to none of it. I just kind of like to pay attention to the truth. I don't really like to speak on situations that I'm not well versed in, and that's not really my situation. You know what I'm saying? But I wish the best for everyone involved. God bless everyone involved. And, you know, I think that we should all kind of be a little more mindful of how much we speak on other things when it's as sensitive as this. People don't keep in mind the effect of what their opinion can have. And I think it's really, really important that we reserve our opinions until we understand what the undisputed truth is.
Have you had the chance to speak to Diddy?
I spoke to him a few times before, like, it got a little out of control. A lot of the times when people are going through things, you gotta respect the space and the privacy that they need to process how they're gonna deal with the things that they're going through. I just wanna see the right end result for everything.
That he did. I'm not going to do that to Nick's money though. That's my brother. Like, I'm not doing that. Tito. Now Busta possibly being on the DL is one thing, but what really needs to be talked about is how, just like Diddy, he's got a shady history of putting his hands on people over the pettiest things. His legal